Hey, I'm Noodle Yeti, and this week I was supposed to start my Resto Druid thing, but I ended up wanting to take a few days off of doing anything, so I just sat around relaxing, and I decided to play Boomy, and it's been a lot of fun. I'm still going to be doing Resto Druid, but I have most of my score now as Boomkin. I pretty much just ran my key the entire week, and I got it all the way up to 11, which was really cool. And it's no surprise that I'm failing those. I don't have the logs on here for the keys, but pretty much my overall damage sucks. But either way, I suck at Boomy. But I do have my one Resto Druid review up. It's gonna be, I'll link the playlist in the description or something like that. This is my gear currently. I also made a 675 agility staff, so that way if I want to play Feral or Guardian, I could just swap that on. And I'm currently in the process. I have, as you can see, I have all the mats to make a 675 intellect weapon, but I just realized that we have the dinars now, so I think I'm gonna use the dinar on one of those hero track weapons instead. But yeah, let's go ahead and see what we get. I got a lot done. I did some delves as well. I even ran the first 4 bosses of the raid. So let's see what we get. Alright, so we got a mythic track signet, and I'm pretty sure this one's actually pretty good. I think we're probably not even going to think about this and just take it, because we already have a signet. I'm enjoying it, although it's creating some complications, which we'll get to in a second here. Or we could take transmog. Oh, that's just champion. Hero. I really think that we should probably just go ahead and take the mythic signet here and see what key we get. And we got a 10 Priory of the Sacred Flame. Kind of fitting for the signet of the Priory, if you ask me. So yeah, that's it for that. For the vault, I guess. But I also wanted to wait a whole week. Although a part of the taking the days off, I didn't actually do any farming for gold or whatever, but I wanted to see how much I actually got out of this. And right now it's just saying we have 16,000 in there, but it looks like we have about 60 more mail after this. And there we go. Oh, and we had a lost item. But there's no attachments. Okay, sounds good. So yeah, as far as Resto Druid goes, I'm just going to keep playing without any cooldowns, and I'm going to see if just getting more gear really does help out and make me feel stronger. Although I feel like this feeling of being really weak right now is because I don't have any like oh crap buttons to push. I don't have any major cooldowns. I don't have anything like that besides Convoke. I personally prefer to use Convoke in cat form as the damaging ability. Which, if you guys didn't know, have you guys ever heard of, I think it's called like WoW OP? Let me just start a group real quick. You can see my stats in the tooltip on the right there. It says wowop.io stats, and it's got like the numbers there. Restoration's got like a 92.6, and balance has a 54.9. Those are pretty much all of the dungeon parses. So you download the add-on for the game, and you also download the client. And then you could select live log, and then just as you play, it'll upload your logs to the wowop.io website. And then they parse all that information out in order to tell you how you're doing with certain things in Mythic Plus. As well as when you are looking for people to join your group, such as this guy here. You can see he has 2 runs that have been logged with WoWOP, and he's got a 74.2 overall average parse. His damage is just barely above average, although his mechanics are great. You can kind of just see this going on with pretty much everybody. Like this hunter here has a 21.8 damage parse. So it's really nice. You can see things, see a lot of information, who actually is good. You could see beyond just the score. Because just like with my Boomkin, like obviously, I suck at Boomkin. Like, we looked at that score, my damage parse was like just beneath average. And so, if I saw somebody like me in queue, and I'd probably wait until somebody with a higher parse shows up. But Boomkin's been a lot of fun. It's real easy, it's really simple. I did try Feral out for 1 key, and it did actually just as well on Feral as I was doing on Balance, which either says I'm terrible at both, or I don't know. But Guardian, I'll probably do that a little bit later, but for now, I really do want to just focus on Restoration. The only reason why I played so much Boomkin this past week was because I wanted to take the day off, or take some time off from everything, just focus on having fun, and Boomkin was fun. So that is pretty much that for this. Alright, well then that's it for WoW. I wanted to kind of showcase where I was at with the tower defense stuff. I believe in the channel update I said that I was working on a way for the player to place down towers because, well, you kind of need to do that in a tower defense game. And I have figured that out. And so here we go. We can see if I click the button down here, the cute little Trump icon, we can go ahead and place down a tower. And if we push spacebar to start, eventually it'll start something. And you can see if we have the tower out here, it doesn't shoot them until we actually put it down. And once we do, that's when it activates and it starts to shoot the things. Now, I did say that I took a few days off. There were a few things that I had planned that I would like to do. One of which is going to be a point system. So that way these towers that we put down will cost points. So that way we're not able to just spam them down like we are right now. I do want to figure out the UI a little better. First off, it shouldn't be in this kind of a view. Give me 1 second here. Alright, so it should have looked something more like this here, where it's actually all on the screen. And I'm trying to figure out where I want to put my UI. I think these buttons I would like to put off on the left-hand side. It just seems more appropriate to have them off to the side. It will give me more of a playing field to set up routes and the different maps in order to give people to play on. Because I feel like when it's at the bottom like this, having it restricted vertically, it's kind of a bad thing. So I'm going to put it all on the left, I think. Or keep the stuff off to the sides, all the UI elements. At least that's what I'm thinking right now. I don't know how it'll feel to play that way, to have to go all the way over to the left to click and then put a tower out. But that's that. So this week I'm definitely going to be making a point system. I'm going to be focusing on the essentials like that. Point. I actually want to add in tower health. And I want to add in the ability for certain enemies to deal damage to your towers as they pass by. And I think I would need to add in a way to heal these towers as well. So it sounds like a lot to work on, but I think I should be able to get that done. Hey, so 2 things. 1, I forgot to say something about what I did in the game. And 2, I want to apologize. I didn't realize that the playtest for Unreal Engine was so intensive that OBS would struggle to record what was happening at the same time. So I'm sorry it looks terrible. I'll try and figure out a way to record this gameplay without it looking like a PowerPoint presentation. I saw a few times in there I had multiple mouses on screen, multiple cursors on screen. That's how slow and laggy it was. But the thing that I forgot to mention was I added in a priority targeting system. So that way, if a tower has multiple enemies within range, it will pick the most dangerous enemy. And that formula is essentially how fast that enemy is, how much health it has, as well as how far along in the route to the end to your tower, to whatever you have to defend, how close it is to that. And so, yeah, I added in a priority targeting system. The reason why I wanted to do that is I just want to kind of help the player along. I have played some tower defense games where the towers don't really think. They just attack the first thing that comes into its range and they just focus on that. And it could be something really slow and takes a lot of damage, has a high amount of health. And while it's slowly moving along its route, you'll see like these really fast zippy ones just fly right on by, and then all of your towers are so focused on that slow one because it was the first one in there that you end up losing the match. And so I wanted to add in the priority targeting system just to kind of help people out. And so far it's been working great. I ended up making a couple different enemies, fast ones, slow ones, just to get an idea to see if it works, and it does. So I'm looking forward to that, and I'm proud of that system. So that's where I'm at with this. That's where I'm at with WoW, and sorry the gameplay looked terrible.